So hello everyone, my name is Nachiketa and welcome back to another video. This video is very important for me because I am still in my final year and I'm currently working as a computer vision engineer at a startup where I've been working for the past 2 months, and getting a job in the field of artificial intelligence has been very difficult. No matter what anyone tells you that there are so many AI jobs, there is not enough jobs at all for freshers. Those jobs are specifically for experienced people, masters or PhD degree holders. So as a fresher, you're gonna face a lot of problems. As someone with no experience in this field, you're gonna face a lot of problems. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to go from an absolute beginner to the point of actually having good enough skills to apply for companies. I'm going to even show you the walkthrough of a platform of how you need to look for companies, how to identify which companies are good, and how to actually stand a chance with respect to other applicants. So make sure you watch this video till the end because each step is important. You should use all of them together and not anyone in isolation. That will not be productive at all. So with that, let's get started. What you're seeing on the screen is everything you need to know about getting a job in this field. So let's start from the phase of a beginner. Right now, I'm assuming you are here. Maybe you're in college, maybe you're someone who has no experience, but with respect to artificial intelligence, you are a beginner. So what you need to do is you need to start by learning one algorithm inside, let's say, machine learning. Right now, I'm not going to talk about what all algorithms you need to learn, because if you simply Google AI engineer skills, or if you Google machine learning syllabus, deep learning syllabus, you'll get a list of all the algorithms inside of it that you need to learn. But that is not the difficult part. The difficult part is how to approach the entire process. Let's say you start with machine learning. Machine learning is a very big subset of artificial intelligence. So let's say you start with one particular algorithm. Here is what I want you to do. When you pick one algorithm, let's say the most fundamental algorithm inside machine learning, which is linear regression, right? If you buy any course on Udemy, if you watch any YouTube videos on machine learning, the first algorithm that they're going to be discussing is linear regression. And for every algorithm, I need you to apply this approach. You have to master that algorithm. Notice that I have not written learn that algorithm, I have written master that algorithm, because that is very important that you have a lot of expertise in that. That is the only way you will stand a chance as a fresher. So when I say master, what do I mean by that? You need to understand what is the intuition of that algorithm. Intuition basically means what the algorithm is trying to do. Second is the mathematics, right? The exact mathematics, the exact equations that the algorithm is going to be using, how it is going to be optimizing. Third step is the coding aspect, how to actually implement that in code. Maybe you will use Python. Python is right now what's most popular for machine learning applications. So these three things you have to understand. So let's take an example of an algorithm. So let's say you're learning an algorithm called linear regression. Here is what I want you to learn in that. First step, for any algorithm, why is it called that way? Right? If you look at an algorithm called support vector machines, why is it called support vector? Why is it called logistic regression? Any algorithm, first understand the name. You cannot be vague about anything in machine learning. You need to understand the exact definition first. Second thing is the intuition part, right? So for example, if the algorithm is linear regression, it's trying to find the best fit line on the data. That is what it's trying to do. You have to understand the intuition. Second thing is the mathematics. What is the equation of a straight line? How is it optimizing to get the best fit line using gradient descent? Understanding the equations behind that. Last step is understanding how to implement it in coding using libraries like sklearn to actually build a linear regression model. For every single algorithm, you need to follow this approach, right? So this is the first step. Learn an algorithm, master it. Okay, because there's so much competition, right? Even 18-year-olds who are getting into college, they have specialized courses like bachelor's in machine learning or bachelor's with CSE with specialization in machine learning. And there are people who are 25, 30 years old who are also trying to switch to data science. So the competition is over a very wide span of age and it's intense. So it's very important that you have an expertise on any algorithm that you learn. So once you've mastered one algorithm, here is the next step that you have to follow, which is implement that on some real world data. Right? So if learned linear regression, you know how to build models of linear regression, implement that on data, go to Kaggle, get data sets and use your linear regression to solve that. right? Because once you do it on real world data, you're gonna learn a lot of techniques of feature engineering. Sometimes in data you'll have missing values, you'll have text values, you have to filter that. When you're dealing with images, you're gonna have to do data augmentation, and there's so much of feature engineering, feature extraction that you're gonna learn, which is very important for any data science, ML, AI, or computer vision rules. All right, so next step is implementing on real world data. That is a very important step. So get data sets online or go to Kaggle and do this after you learn one algorithm. The next step that you have to do is build an end-to-end project. So once you build a machine learning model, it's important you know how to build a product, because in any company, if you're building something for an end user, they won't be directly interacting with the machine learning model. There has to be some web application, some Android application, some interface for users to interact with your machine learning model. So you have to build that. That is also a very important skill. So you have to learn to integrate machine learning models, deep learning models with web application, Android applications, and deploy that onto cloud platforms. That is the entire life cycle, from going to learning an algorithm, cleaning your data set, implementing on data, making a product out of it that a user can interact with, and deploying that on a cloud platform. Once you have built an end-to-end project, no matter how basic, then we come on to the next step, which is documenting the project. This is again one of the most important steps, that once you do a project, do not just leave it and forget about it. You have to document it somewhere. Upload your codes onto GitHub, write a blog about it, make video tutorials about it, or write research papers. Research paper is one of the best things that you could do with a project that you have done. But to write a research paper, there needs to be some amount of innovation in your project as well. But other than that, you can write blogs, you can make videos about it. This is very important nowadays. When recruiters look at you, they have lots of people, they look at people who have brought in some originality in their work. So even if you understood how linear regression works, right, express it in your own words, write it in a blog in a way that a person who has no idea of linear regression can understand it. So that will let recruiters also know when they look at your profile that, hey, this guy has a pretty good idea of what he's talking about, right? Or if whatever products that you have done, upload those on GitHub, right? Now I had made a YouTube channel, and that acted like my video resume for a lot of companies. And when I wanted to go to interviews, right, I wanted to revise my concepts. Let's say I forgot how support vector machines derivation was actually done. I just went on to my own videos, clicked on my video, watched that at 1.25x speed, and revised the concept. So that is very important. If you have documented all that you have done, before any interview that you have to go, you don't have to learn anything else. You just have to go to your own work and see what you have done. And that is the best form of revision there is. Interesting projects that you do, you can also post them on LinkedIn as well, which might grab attention from recruiters if the project is somewhat suited for their domain. So it is very important you do this step. Next step is repeat this with other algorithms, right? You've learned linear regression, mastered it, build an end-to-end model, then you go to the next algorithm. You go to logistic regression, then you go to support vector machines. You complete the algorithm inside machine learning, then you move on to deep learning, right? Or you go to natural language processing. That is how, but each algorithm has to be mastered, has to be implemented. That is what you have to keep in mind. If you knew a small set of algorithms, but you have expertise in that, that is what's more important, rather than just knowing little information about all of the algorithms, right? So make sure you do this step. Once you have done this, now is the time when you apply for companies, right? So here's two things you have to keep in mind. Now Angel.co is a website where I personally applied, and it is specifically built for startups, and I'm going to show you how to look for companies in that. And LinkedIn as well. In LinkedIn also, a lot of recruiters put out posts when they're looking for interns or looking for freshers as well. So it's important you have a good profile on LinkedIn. You're uploading your projects and you're reaching out to the right people. I've also mentioned have realistic goals. If you're a fresher, if you do not have experience, do not think of getting into top companies like Google or Facebook, right? That is not going to happen. Even though I would like to say that you should think big and anything is possible, it's not, because this could be possible for again, as I've explained in my previous video, for software engineering roles, support engineering roles, but for AI roles, it's not possible because these companies have very high thresholds of only looking for master's or PhD degree holders or experienced people. Your best bet is startups, and I'm gonna show you how to actually look for startups on the website of angel.co. So this is how angel.co looks like, and this is a site specifically built for startups, and I was able to get a job from here. And it's very interesting because you can put what role you're looking for, what place you're looking for, whether you are looking for full time, and you have filters over here, right? You can look for internships or contract based or even the role of a co-founder, because small startups could be looking for that, although as a fresher you should not look for that. But basically you can add any type of filter you want, and when you look at the results side, it's very interesting. You look at the companies and you can have a look at what their employee size is, and most startups will have this, right? 11 to 50 employees is what a typical startup would have. So when you click on any company as well, right, you can look at how much funding that they have got, right? In a startup, that is important. If the startup that you're applying for has got funded, that is a good sign that a company is doing some good work, right? But even if that's not funded, that's okay. Whatever company that you have seen, go to their website. Like, they have given a website's link, and if any company you see which you think is doing interesting work, go to their website, see what kind of products that they are building. So if it's a computer vision company, like when I saw it, you see what products they are building, what kind of projects that you have done that is similar to that company's product, and then you can simply apply to them. When you apply, you have to leave that company a message. And angel.co, I like this website because they make sure that companies reply to the applicants, right? They'll either reject you or they'll reply to you, but they won't just ignore your message. So when you apply, first identify what the company is, what the company size is, how much funding they've got. If you find that the product that they're working on is interesting, then apply for that company. Leave a message that, hey, since your company is working on building a healthcare image application, for example, I'm interested in that domain. Here's the work I've done in my past which is related to that, right? Here is the healthcare projects that I have built. Here is the domain knowledge I have. Here is the computer vision applications I have built, right? So you have to match how you fit into that company's domain. For that, it's important you have a good list of projects. So what particularly helped me stand out, I feel, was that I had a few research papers and I had a YouTube channel where I was already explaining and teaching skills that that company was looking for, right? So that is why the process that I've explained is very important. You follow every single step, and I hope that by following it, you will be able to secure a job. You might have to start with an internship before maybe getting a full-time job, but this process is what worked for me, and it will work for you as well. So I hope that this video helped you, and if it did, do like this video and subscribe to this channel. And if there's anything else you want to know, do leave that in the comments, and see you in the next video.